All right, Cubs fam, here we are, another Marvel Strike Force video, another great day, and we need to talk today about live PvP, one of my favorite game modes in Marvel Strike Force. And to talk about this today, I brought on the one and only Flyin. Let's go ahead and punch it, Chewie.
Oh, yeah.
All right, there he is. Look at that sexy man, Flyin, crashing in to talk live PvP. How you doing, Valley?
Good. How are you, man? Happy New Year.
You look like you were at the gym, man. I could tell you were there.
I actually just got back from the gym.
I know. So you told me right before this video. All right, so we're gonna talk live PvP today. Super excited to get into this, Valley. And specifically, I want to talk about 5 things in particular that we want to see change with live PvP going forward. So the first thing, I think we gotta just hit this right out of the park because this is gonna be number 1 on everybody's list. What's the word, Valley?
Matchmaking.
Matchmaking. Now, you'll notice that the other 4 items on this list, in some way, shape, or form, are subtly addressed because of matchmaking issues. Yeah. And so if you do this, you kind of do everything on the list in some form or another. But tell me a little bit about why it's so important.
A lot of the bad things about real-time arena is because of the matchmaking. You go into a battle and you don't even have to play the battle. Just in that loading screen, oh, I'm going to win this battle very easily. I'm going to lose this battle very easily. There's not a lot of battles that you're like, oh, this is a good one that I want to play. Most of the time I'm just going to put this on auto because I know I'm going to lose. I know I'm going to win. And it takes a lot of fun out of the game mode. When you're playing like the balanced PvP, you don't know what's going to happen. You got to play out the match. And I know a lot of people don't like that because of the draft, but it's more fun. You don't know what's going to happen in a match. Whereas this real-time arena, you know exactly what's going to happen most of the time before the match, because the matchmaking is so bad. And they've done a few different things to switch it. It looked like it was based on collection power at one time. Then it looked like it was based on the team power that you're using. Now it looks like it's back to collection power again. So it looks like they're doing a lot of hot fixes to this, but it is not good. And that's what I think a lot of the fun is missing from this mode, is because the matchmaking is so horrible.
So I think a way I would compare this is it's replacing Blitz for the grind of this game, right? Because pretty much in the same update, we got real-time PvP, like we see it now, not the draft version. And then we also got auto sim for Blitz. And what was kind of boring about Blitz is, what would you do? You just go into battle, you do what I'm doing right now, just auto, right? When the matchmaking sucks, what are you doing in real-time PvP? You're just going in and you're hitting auto in 90% of the matches, hoping that Sif uses enough abilities before the opponent's 600 power Black Order rips you to shreds. Or on the contrary, you're going up against some 100,000 power team with your 500,000 power team, and it's over in an instant.
So fun. I love those matches. That's why I think this mode is taking off so well with the community, because of those 400 or those 500 versus 100K matchups. It's so fun.
Yeah, exactly. So matchmaking is a big one. Can't talk about that enough. I think that if this game mode is going to be fun and enjoyable on a regular basis instead of just a grind, matchmaking must be addressed, and it must be done so in a way that the matches are all going to be interesting. Now, number 2, let's talk about quitting, Flyin. This is a big one. Now, again, like I said, a lot of these are kind of addressed if we handle the matchmaking. A lot of the times, the reason why people are quitting is because the matchmaking sucks. But talk about quitting a little bit and why that needs to be addressed.
Let's say you went in with that 100K team against that 500K team. You're not going to use any abilities. You're not going to meet any objectives. You're getting 0 knockouts. So you're just wasting time there. It makes sense time-wise just to quit. But with the way it is right now, if you quit, you're screwing up the other person. What they proposed as a change is allowing the AI to take over, but that has not happened yet. They teased that would happen in the next update, but I am hoping that this happens this next season, not in this next update. But that would solve this quitting issue. When you go with a bad match, you could just quit. you're not penalizing your opponent and you're saving some of your time. So this needs to be addressed too. But like you said, if they address matchmaking, there's not really a need for this for people. So
yeah, I mean,
so matchmaking is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in all of these.
Yeah, it's big. It bleeds into everything. But yeah, there's obviously they've called this out. They've said that they're going to address this. I didn't realize it was in the next update. They said I would like to see it the next season as well.
Yeah,
but even if matchmaking is addressed, there's always going to be that guy that quits. And so even with the matchmaking addressed, I still think this is valuable and stands on its own as something that needs to be addressed in the game. If we're going to, it's super annoying to be out there, and there's a lot of objectives to get to at the beginning of the season when you're grinding up to level 100, and to have a couple people quit in a row on you is just infuriating.
Yeah, even if they're not quitting, even if they have connection issues and they're doing that,
that's a good point,
it screws you up, even if it's no malice on their end. So yeah, this fix, AI taking over, would solve a bunch of stuff as well.
There you go. All right, number 3, daily activities outside the season. Now, this annoyed me a lot in the last few days. This is obviously not going to impact the game mode a ton during seasons, but when we're not in the season, there's really not much reason to play real-time PvP other than just for, shooting the breeze, having a little bit of fun. Why do we have to keep the daily activity in there to do 2 battles?
Do you really trust that they could remove this without removing one thing and not break the game entirely?
No, of course not.
Do you think that Scopely is capable of doing that?
What I almost feel like is that there just shouldn't be a daily activity for it or something. I don't know, but because how do you have it sometimes daily activities, sometimes not?
Or here's the other thing. Like I completed the level 100 like last week. I was still doing these real-time PvP battles just because you get some ions, you get some I think it's T3 training match just for those. I was doing those. When the season ended, there's no incentive. I don't get any of that stuff. All I'm doing is just going in and losing on purpose so I could get these daily objectives. So yeah, this needs to be switched up, or include those ions, include those training mats, so that there is some kind of value for going back and doing these matches.
I think that's better. I think that's the better solution, maybe the more realistic solution for this. But more than anything, I think anytime you have something in the game where basically everybody is literally just going in and backing out. Why do we have that?
Why? Because it adds fun. It adds enjoyment to the game.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever you say, Valley. All right. Number 4, character restrictions. You want more character restrictions.
Yes.
And I wasn't sure how I felt about character restrictions on the onset. And a big reason for that is I just wanted to use my full symbiote team in certain situations. I want to use my full Black Order or whatever it was, and one of those characters ended up being one of the 3 that they banned from the event. You like more for the variety.
Yeah, I don't want to see 4 Black Order and a random person every single match, or 4 symbiotes and a random person every other match. This is very similar to what happened in Marvel Future Fight. Their arena system, or their arena equivalent. They have bans every single week, and they have a certain amount of bans. So you're not using the same characters in their arena equivalent all the time, every single week. And we got 3 bans every single week. I would like to see that expanded to 5 or maybe even more to give us more diversity of teams, because we saw this experiment when PvP first came out. They tried to do this no draft thing, and all it was Black Order versus Black Order. Every single match that I saw was Black Order versus Black Order. Yeah. So I think they do the bans just to get more variety, but I think they could go even further with that. Ban a couple Black Order members, ban a couple of symbiote members, and then ban some awesome characters like Zemo, Emma, Phoenix, just so we're getting some rotation Emma of characters.
Every time, just get Emma out of there. I hate her so much.
Except when she's on your team. When she's on your team, she's great though, right?
Well, my Emma's not quite as good as everyone else's. Mine's tier 14, but I just don't have her. I don't have her stars or red stars. But anyway, so I really like this idea the more that you talk about it, and I think maybe one of the counter arguments to this would probably be, people who are newer to the game, or more in the lower collection power areas, 2 million to 5 million collection power, somewhere around there. Those people are going to obviously get hit really hard by extra character bans. So I think maybe if you were to do that, I would just suggest, why don't we have the leagues work in a way where you've got people who are, you know, at the top echelon of the game, they're getting the most bans. People who are newer to the game, maybe they're only seeing a couple bans, that kind of thing, just so you can kind of scale it to where everyone's roster size and strengths are at.
I like that idea. We got different leagues in War, the bronze, the silver, the gold, the platinum. As you go up in league, maybe get another ban for a character, because that'll indicate that you have a larger roster. So I do like that. I do like that hybrid.
There we go.
Different leagues. Implement that with leagues.
Implement it. Implement. All right, number 5, the last one on our list is, we're going to talk about the grind. Now, my initial feeling with this is, again, it's going to connect to the matchmaking, but I feel like it's too grindy. I feel like it's too grindy for now. And the reason I feel like it's too grindy is because I am not interested in these matches. But if the matches became interesting, I do feel like the grind could be okay. And so I know it's maybe a bit of a cop-out to say fix matchmaking and maybe you don't need to fix the grind. But if they don't fix the matchmaking, I would like to see something done, because I felt like getting up through those milestones, it was just auto, and just waiting for Sif to get enough abilities out, or whoever it was that was out there. And it just got really annoying because I wasn't able to actually strategize and fight the battles. It was just a waiting game.
Agreed. You know, one of the big things that the devs always talk about is reducing low quality time. And I think one of the biggest things of low quality time is going into the battle, autoing it, and not even playing it, no strategy. That is not fun. It gives us resources, which allows us to have fun later. But the actual fun we have playing for grinding this stuff is not very fun. So it is kind of low quality time. It is better than the low quality time that we had for the resources for Blitz. So I do like that we have Blitz Sim in replace of this. But yeah, a lot of it has to do with the matchmaking, because if we had good matchmaking, we'd be tempted to at least play these matches and not just auto all the time. So,
and that's what I want from this game mode.
Goes back to matchmaking.
I feel like that's what I want from this game mode more than anything. I mean, I love that the milestones have some really great rewards, especially when you get to the end. There's a lot of incentive to play for the rewards, I think. But I want to play for the love of the game too, not just for rewards. And if the matchmaking gets, I told you guys it was gonna be like this. Everything's gonna kind of connect back to matchmaking. But when those matches are exciting, there's just so much more. Like I've had matches like that. I'm sure you have too, where it's evenly matched. It's really fun. It's engaging. It's back and forth. That's what I want to see this game mode get to, where that's the common rather than the rarity.
Yeah, I think that was the intent, to make a game mode that is fun for everybody to play.
They're going for,
I don't think they hit the mark on this one, but I've said this many times. I think the framework is there for a nice game mode. They do need to make some changes. Obviously, the biggest one is the matchmaking, but I feel the framework is there for a nice, fun game mode that everybody can enjoy. But they need to fix some of these things before that happens with the community.
Yeah, what's encouraging to me though, Valley, is if they do address these things, I feel like this game mode goes from a pretty bland game mode to maybe the best game mode in the game, potentially. If it gets addressed in the right way. I think that I love the way you said that the framework is there. It absolutely is. I think this is, out of all of the real-time PvP takes I've seen in games like this is my favorite. If only the matches were interesting. So fix the matchmaking, and then we'll go from there.
Do it.
Here you go. I got the sound effect. There you go.
All right, nice.
All right, we got another video that we're doing over on Valley's channel. We're talking about some other things. Tell them what we're talking about over on your channel.
We are talking about the incomplete teams that need these characters coming to Marvel Strike Force to complete the team.
Complete me.
Complete me.
I feel like it's a Valentine's Day subject. You complete me.
Oh, right? That's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail, by the way.
There you go. There's your... All right, get on over to Valley's video, guys.